Rocco, when's the last time you bought a car?
You want this on?
It's on.
About 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Rocco, when you bought that car, did you have to negotiate with the car salesman to get yourself a fair discount?
Yes.
How much fun was that?
Not fun at all.
Sort of crazy the way we did business, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a lot of people thought we wasted a lot of time going back and forth. Did the salesman have to go visit the Wizard of Oz behind the screen there a couple times?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? We salespeople didn't like it much. 300 million Americans have hated it for years. And guess what? Good news. Things have changed. And all the changes have taken place, first of all, in favor of the consumer. And second of all, for the reasons that most changes do take place. That's they've been forced upon us. The Internet's changed everything, not just for Bomarito, but for every car dealership up and down this strip in Missouri and the United States for that matter. And all the stuff is good for you. The discounts that you used to have to fight for, Rocco, you don't have to fight for those anymore. I'm going to guess that one of the reasons you're here is our price had to be pretty attractive because you didn't just look at one website, did you?
No.
No. You comparison shopped before you ever got here.
Yeah.
If our price hadn't been a good one, we wouldn't be having this conversation, would we?
No, we wouldn't.
So what you had to fight for in the past, Rocco, we gave you before you ever got here. We have to pre-discount our vehicles now. If we don't, guys like you don't show up, our phones don't ring, the email inboxes don't fill up. And here's another crazy thing. We hardly price our cars. We don't even price our cars anymore. Software does it. Software that canvasses the entire market, looking for like vehicles. And then our parameters say that we're going to be either at or below the market because we are the #1 volume store in the state of Missouri. And then we take it one step further than every other dealer in Missouri takes it. We give you a best value guarantee, meaning it's impossible for you to pay too much for a vehicle at Bomarito. And this is in writing. Because when you take delivery today, if you find the same vehicle with the same benefits anywhere else on the planet, you just show us the ad, we cut you a check back for the difference. So, the long and the short is this. What you had to fight for, you don't have to anymore. You got a huge discount in order to get you here. What that means is this is going to be the fastest, most pleasant purchase experience of your entire life. You've got time to focus on what's most important, and that's picking out the right vehicle. And why don't we head out and do that right now?
All right.
Now, what's the whole purpose of that conversation?
Justify the price.
To stop him from negotiating when in about an hour and a half I go to my manager and he gives me the numbers and I put them down in front of him. The whole idea is to lessen his propensity and genetic need to negotiate. It will not stop everybody by any stretch of the imagination, but it will lessen the severity of the price objection, and it makes it extraordinarily easy to come with a second close. Okay? And by the way, are we telling 100% the truth to the customer?
Yep.
Every time.
Yes, we are. Again, they don't know. And when a consumer watches this video on YouTube, like I know you will, Mr. and Miss Consumer out there, car dealers don't make a lot of money on the cars anymore. They pre-discount them in order to get you to the store. So when you get to the store, just pay them the price, okay? It'll be a whole lot more pleasant for you and the dealer, all right? So I am talking to people because now I'll get 1,000. I'll get over a 6-week period of time. I'll get 1,000 comments on what I just said right there. They'll wish me dead again. Okay, die, old man. Okay, got it. And this was nothing more than a conversation. And there's only one way to start it out, and that is, D, when's the last time you bought a car? When you bought that car, did you have to negotiate with the car salesman?
I sure did.
How much fun was it?
0.
300 million Americans agree with you, okay? It's all changed. Let me tell you why. And I never tell them that, we've become benevolent and charitable. Why have we changed? The change has been forced upon us. The Internet has forced us to change our pricing model. If we put MSRPs on the Internet, if we put used car prices with thousands of dollars of markup in them, guess what? This would be a ghost town. we would last as long as we could until the service, we would last as long as the service department could keep us in business because we wouldn't sell any cars. That's a cold, hard fact. But the consumer doesn't know this. They're coming in and taking our internet price and treating it like a new MSRP. And it frustrates them, and it frustrates us. JR, how many times a day does a customer walk out on what is an extraordinarily, a great deal?
Like, state that one more time.
How many times a day does a customer walk out of a car dealership even though the deal is a great deal because they don't believe it?
All the time.
All the time. I mean, I spent 30 months at a Honda store where 50 times a month I would take out the invoice. It would have the Honda watermark on it, Honda Confidential stamped in red on it. I would take it out to the customer and say, look, here's the invoice, here's the price. We're selling it below invoice. What percentage of the people you think believed that it was the real invoice?
Okay.
Some did, but the vast majority didn't. And then I would say, well, let's go on to KBB or to Edmunds. And, they'll give you the invoice and you'll see that it matches up with this. You know what their comment was? Well, I guess they're in on it too. Okay? I mean, that's how much skepticism there is about our business.
70% of your people leave.
Yeah. I mean, remember, you guys are going to get abused. Not because you're bad human beings, but because it says car salesman on your card. Mm-hmm. You have to make sure that you do not take it personally. And you have to keep smiling. And Rocco, you can't smack them. I know you'll want to, but it's just not good business to smack your customer. Remember, they have the money. We have the iron. We're trying to make the trade. Say again?
I was going to say, even though some of them need it.
Yeah, but remember, it's not their fault. Okay? They don't know what they're doing. They don't do this but once every 3 or 4 years. They get a lot of misinformation on the internet. They misconstrue information on the internet. They're doing the best they can. It's up to us to keep smiling, keep educating, and keep doing everything we can to help them make the right decision.